Thank you. DevExperts is here. What is DevExperts? Probably you haven't heard of us, but we've been around since 2002. And we are a financial technology company. We are doing software for the world's most reputable banks, brokers, wealth management firms, investment funds, and other financial institutions. Every day, millions of people either trade using the software which we developed or use the market data which we distribute. So that's a minute of self-promo. We are a software company. As a software house, we are quite sizable. We have 6 development centers, international ones. And last year, we have opened in Portugal. Right now, we have 20 people, and we are aggressively expanding. That's probably you can guess why we are here. Right. So what we do, it's online trading software. This is something which looks like that. It's information abundance, it's high data density, everything is changing all the time. We need to collect the information from various servers around the globe and assemble the beautiful GUI which would represent at your fingertips all the key market data. It's the prices, the economical news, some video streams, and there is more. It shall work on all the screens, including mobile screens, tablets, wearables, smart speakers. We'll touch them in a bit. So it makes the development of this application pretty exciting field because it is a combination of tough challenges. It has to be secure, it has to be fast, it has to be reliable, it has to be feature-rich and beautiful all the time, at once. In this short talk, we are going to cover just 3 superpowers, but believe me, there are more in the fintech field. The first is machine learning. Of course, you all have heard about AI and how it's going to conquer the world, and probably fintech is the field where machine learning has been used before it became a hype. So what do you think when somebody says machine learning in online trading? Probably a button like this, right, to make money. And to entertain you a little bit, here are a couple of projects which we completed. Most of the hardcore stuff, it's under the NDA, but these ones you can try even tonight with the access to internet and the technologies which are available open source. So the case number 1, the idea is to extract some profit based on the data extracted from Twitter. This, as an idea, isn't new at all, right? Many companies look at one particular Twitter account, and they deployed a number of technologies out there, and they put some of the things are open source, some of them are available as a subscription. The idea is, obviously, you extract the information from the tweets of this particular man, and you see if there are some publicly traded companies mentioned in there, and then you act upon. We decided to generalize this approach and selected a combination of economical Twitter accounts. And the strategy works like this. So you gather all the information from Twitter. Then you calculate the sentiment. Sentiment is how negative or positive a particular phrase sounds. And then you average them across the day, and you produce a trading signal, whether you want to buy or sell or withhold from the market for the day. And here's some accounts which we played with. 40,000 tweets have been processed. And here's what we've got. This is S&P 500 price chart, so the US stock market. And you see that the strategy kind of made sense. It produces those buy or sell signals at relevant moments. But did we make money? Here is how you compare the results. Whenever you think of a trading strategy, you should have some benchmark. As for the benchmark, we use 2 of them. The green line is you put your money aside in the banking account and earn the interest rate. So that would be the green line. Risk-less thing, small returns. The orange line means that you invest in the same portfolio as the strategy before, so S&P 500, so 500 large capital companies from the US market, and then you do nothing. You leave it aside until the period ends. This is the orange line. So you can clearly see that should you engage in active trading using this simple strategy, it already produces the results. So this is a simple example how a machine learning and somewhat naive approaches can still help, and that gives traders some superpower. Should you want to find out more, these are the links where we published the materials, some technologies which have been used. As you can see, everything is either open sourced or we made it publicly available, except for probably the last line, which is soon to be published. Okay, going back to the next case. Before it was supervised machine learning. Now let's go unsupervised. Let's say you are not that adventurous and you don't want to trade on Donald Trump's signal. You want to assess the portfolio and you want to decide which shares you want to include in it. Again, let's take a look at the S&P 500, the US stock market, and let's see if there are some hidden correlations between the shares. If you take some computer science, some recent developments in the computer science, and you take the prices, the history of prices, you take some models which have been recently published, and then you cluster the stocks with the affinity propagation algorithm, this is what you've got. So what does this beautiful tree map say? The stocks which are painted with the same colors belong to the same sector, right? So you can see IBM or Microsoft or Oracle, they are of the same color. It means that they are labeled as a technology company by the analysts, right? By the company structure. However, take a look at Amazon. Amazon is an e-commerce company. However, you see it's been clustered with Google and Microsoft. Now, this is the most understandable example in this picture. It says that Amazon, as a nature, it is a technology company. So its price behaves almost like Google or Microsoft. So they rise and fall together. So whenever you do the assessment, what shares you want, what stock you want to be in your portfolio, and you want to achieve a better diversification, you should look for these hidden correlations. And the machine learning makes it possible to extract, right? This is unsupervised learning, so we never told the machine that there should be 11 clusters. It figured it out itself, right? So this is, again, some links, some models which we used in this example, and this is just something you can play with tonight. The second superpowers is big data. Another buzzword, and we do have big data at DevExperts. Minding you, this is examples of how applications look. So it's a lot of information, and it's ticking all the time. So by now, we have collected a few petabytes of data, and this the situation gets worse. It's growing at a rate of as big as 1 terabyte every day. And what's even worse for fintech, in fintech field, that the data is burstable. The increase on the systems and the bandwidth required is burstable. It means that normal market and abnormal market can be can look completely different. And this is how bad it gets. You see that's the graph year over year. The peak load in the terms of the number of messages per second is almost 12 million messages, right? So 12 million messages per second. This is how hard it is to process. The challenge is that you need to somehow process it real time, but at the same time you need to store it because traders are gonna need it. They need it both real time and on demand. And These are some of the technologies which we used. We use, obviously, Amazon Simple Storage Service. We use some proprietary data structures and algorithms to achieve a better compression to slow down the costs for Amazon. And we made it in an efficient way so that the algorithms don't take too much time to persist the data, and they are available quite fast after the first processing. And the extraction time is sub-millisecond, including Amazon latency. And to process those 12 millions of messages per second, we had to come up with our own message broker. So it's our proprietary technology, which we made open source. I will show you the link. So this mumbo jumbo, what superpower does it give? Let's review. OK, there is no sound, but that's OK. So this is one of the products which our partners made. This is the beautiful visualization, which gives a threefold weapon to online traders. It's a microscope, so you can take a deep look at the current state of the exchange. But at the same time, you can travel back. So the second weapon is time machine. You can see what was happening on the market in the high definition resolution, and you can go to the nanosecond time frame to actually see what was happening on the market. So if you act upon this, this is a sniper weapon. So all this has been made available because of the big data technologies which we have under our belt. So these are some of the quick links. The message broker I was talking about, the market data which we distribute and sell, and then this visualization project which we have seen the demo of. The last one, the last superpower I picked for today is the conversational UI. Just to entertain you, this is completely unrelated to the calculus which we've seen before. This is probably something which comes to your mind when somebody is talking about chatbots or intelligent assistants. So just a rather very intelligent system invented by Tony Stark, or in probably the most recent years, it's a Samantha operating system. This is how you perceive the future. What's the current state is something like this. So the messaging is the new black. You all probably who are bored enough already sitting on the WhatsApp. The way people consume information services is shifting towards the conversational UI. And here are a few examples of that prove that point. So the smart home, the concierge for startups, they've been advertised even online. On the bus in London, it's actually an advertisement of a virtual assistant that help you invoicing your clients. The Windows itself, right, the Microsoft Office, everything is shifting towards the conversational thing. Why is that? Because it has its use. The natural language, sometimes it is easier to say something and to achieve the goal rather than go through a series of clicks and scroll through. We have also developed such a technology. We have implemented a project called Devexa. It's a Siri for traders, since we are in online trading field. It's, well, probably you all have tried out Siri or Google Assistant. So this is a similar technology, but with the narrow focus on financial markets. So you can ask for the market update, you can check out your balance, and do all the things which traders do. Right? As a result, what superpower it gives? Well, yeah, a couple of words on the technology. If you ever developed solutions like that, the chatbot or a skill for Alexa, they all look pretty much the same. There is a number of front office applications where the clients or users interact with. Then there is a server side with some magic happening where you map the unstructured user input with all the typos or all the jargons to a certain intent. And then you activate one of the services on the right to actually do what the user has requested, and then you pass the message back to the messenger or a smart speaker. Okay, so as whole industries are moving that way, financial industry is moving that way too. So here are a few examples of how banks are promoting their own virtual assistants, right? It's Indian banks, American banks, European, and this one is taken here in Peninsula Business Center. They also promote Facebook virtual assistant. So you can do banking through the messenger. And brokers follow that way too. So indeed, traders are consuming the information about the market, and they check the balance and trade using those technologies. Even the BNP Paribas started to offer quite a complicated virtual assistant called Alex to access complicated execution strategies in the foreign exchange field. As a result, you
ask volatilist for a forecast on the yen.
Yen is currently trading in a downward trend. It could reach the support line in the next 1 week. Do you want another update?
So that's an example of our partners who's been implementing Alexa skill for foreign exchange market. So it helps you to be hands-free, eyes-free, and it allows you to interact with the system without actually knowing where the exact piece of interface is to achieve what you've got. Should you want to find out more, this is the quick links, Devexa, our trading assistants. The key takeaways, we have published it in the article, the second link, and the demonstration. If you have Alexa speaker, you can activate the skill of our partners from AutoChartist. Let's wrap up. So fintech is an exciting field, and you need lots of superpowers to push it to further. And we have covered just 3, machine learning, big data, and conversational UI, but obviously there are more. And if you become curious and you want to find out more, stay tuned, follow us on social media, and consider joining us to work on the superpowers in online trading. Thank you.